Hi Stampers, welcome to Great Inspirations. My name is Kim Tolbert and I create handmade cards and share my ideas with you. So today we are going to concentrate on a card layout. And here are 4 cards I made using this layout. And I call this layout 4-4-4 because you start with 4 pieces of patterned paper. You cut each piece into 4 pieces, and then you have enough pieces to create 4 cards. Now, obviously, I did not create these 4 cards with the same papers, but later on I will show you the cards I made using each of these combinations of papers. But for the 4-4-4 card, now that's just the name I give it so I can remember what the layout is, what makes sense to me. There are several versions of this that you can find in different places on Pinterest or on different websites and the like, but these sizes that I have here seem to be the ones that work best. Now this is for creating a layer that will be 5 1/4 inches by 4 inches. Of course, you can also turn it this way, and then it would be the 4 inches here and the 5 1/4 here. But these are the numbers that do seem to work the best. You don't have to worry about that right now because in my corresponding blog post, all of the measurements for the cards and a supply list will be found there, and the link to that blog post will be found in the description of this video. So let's just talk a little bit about how we're going to do these cards. As you can see, I have 4 pieces or 4 designs of pattern paper that coordinate, and I have set them up in the basic way for this card with the 2 larger pieces, wider pieces on this side and the 2 narrow ones here. But you don't have to do that. As you can see with this one, I put the wider pieces at the bottom. Well, this one's at the bottom and one at the top, and then a narrow piece here and a narrower piece here. Then of course with these 2 cards, they're the only thing that's different is the smaller piece of narrow paper is to the left, whereas on this one it's to the right. But I have made these so that they are a card that opens along the top as opposed to opening on the side. So these are a landscape version as opposed to a portrait version. So how about we get started and make a card together. Just put these aside for now, and we're going to get out a trimmer. Let's see, let's turn this way. And we're going to get 4 pieces of pattern paper, and it doesn't matter, please use whatever you have. One goal I have now is to use what I have because I have a lot, and I'm sure you probably have quite a bit as well if you have been making cards for any length of time at all. Now we're going to cut each of these according to this chart. So the first cut we're going to make, we will put the 4-inch side of our paper at the top of the paper trimmer and cut at 2.5. Then the 2 sections that we have, we will put with the 5.5-inch side at the top of our trimmer and cut at 3 1/4. Okay. Now I'm going to cut 2 at a time. Actually, I've cut 4 at a time, but I think 2 at a time works better. So we're going to open up the trimmer and move these pieces over. Make sure they're together really well. Down here. We'll move these over to 2.5. And we're going to cut take these pieces out, put them in at, what is it, 3 1/4? Oh, did I do that at 2 1/2? I hope. Oh, please. Yes. And put these in at 3 1/4. And we're going to cut. Now we're going to put these in at 3 1/4. Like I say, we put that 5 1/4 inch side, the long side along the top, and cut at 3 1/4. Now we have these two pieces to go. We'll put them at 2 1/2 with the 4-inch side at the top and cut. And we'll take these and cut at 3 1/4. Then we'll take our remaining two pieces and cut at 3 1/4. This don't seem to be, there we go. They weren't quite lined up. 3 1/4. And now we're done with our paper trimmer. We need to kind of sort these out a little bit. So we'll just put these out here. And then we're going to need, make sure we got to have different ones. Oops, that one goes there. Okay, now we need to get these pieces. Make sure every one has a different design. Everybody will have 4 designs, all 4 of the designs when we are finished here. And there we go. So here are the pieces for 1 card, 2 cards, 3. Let's put these at this one. And here's the 4th one. And we will put this one together. We get a little piece of grid paper here. And this. And we'll get our card bases. Now I have 2 colors of card bases for this. This lighter purple, which is, this is Stampin' Up! Cardstock, and this is Fresh Freesia, and this is Pool Party. So let's start with the Fresh Freesia. Now, basically, you know, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So basically, we're creating a layer that's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And so we need like an 1/8 of an inch border all around. So we need to put these together in such a way, adhere them down, that we have more or less even border all around. And if you're really good at this and can just put the adhesive on the back of that and go, great. I can't always do that because I am, well, it's pretty close, but it's sort of uneven. So if you're concerned about not getting it just right, here's my little trick. I think I've shown this before, but not for this specific card. What I do is I cut myself some printer paper, computer paper, whatever you have, and it's relatively thin, so it's not going to add a lot of bulk or weight to your card. And I just use this and adhere this right down on this paper, and then I adhere that to the card base. So let's get some adhesive, and I'll put some adhesive on the back of this. Oh, I think this is a, yep, it's a new one. There we go. Kind of stringy there. Okay, it should be good. Just line it up as best you can. And then we're going to go on to the next piece. I'm just going to put this one right here. And one reason I like this layout is I can make 4 cards at once. And I don't know about you, but I send out a lot of birthday cards because, number one, I have a big family and I have lots of friends I send birthday cards to, and also their children. So I need birthday cards, but I also like to give bundles of birthday cards to my sisters because they appreciate having them on hand to send out to their family and friends. And yes, every once in a while in the mail on my birthday, I will receive from at least one of them a card that I have made, and I do get a good laugh out of that, and they think it's hilarious. But it does make me smile. I love it. So there we have that one, and now we have our one more piece. You can choose whatever orientation you like to put it. And we'll just get adhesive on here. And then the next thing I do, although this one looks really good, because sometimes we don't cut things exactly right, but I look, now there's just a little overhang there. I'm not going to trim that off, but if there were a lot, or maybe a lot of the printer paper overhanging, I would just take some scissors and give that a good trim. Now we'll put adhesive on the back of this. And one thing I should mention, because my main goal with these cards is to give them as gifts, I do not put a lot of embellishment on them because I like to make it easy for people to mail them and not have to worry about extra postage. But I did, and here's one sample, put some ribbon on some. So if we were going to be, sorry, I just kind of took that away real quick, didn't I? If we were going to be adding ribbon across here for this one, this would be the time to put that ribbon on. But now we just have to decide, do we want to put it this way or this way? I think I'm going to go with this way. Yeah, let's go this way. And we just kind of get things lined up. Kind of have to see where I'm doing here, where I'm going. And there we go. And there is our card base. And then I do have the inside stamped out. Just have for the inside here, oops, those are alike. I have one that is, of course, portrait and one that is landscape. And I think for this card, let's try the landscape inside. So we'll just put some adhesive on here. Get this on the inside. And there's that. Now we just need a greeting. And on my sample cards, as you see, I just put a greeting on this one. And then the inside, the happy birthday. On this one, I just put an image, just colored in an image, and then put greetings on the inside. And then, of course, on these two, I just have some greetings on the outside, and then I've stamped a little greeting inside. But for this one, we're going to do kind of a combo. I have a greeting, but I also have this cute little cake. And I just need to decide where to put it. I think, maybe like that. I liked it on the side, but maybe like that for this version of the card. And I think I will just use adhesive on the greeting and put it just kind of directly on the card and get some dimensionals for the cake. There we go. Get the backs off. And again, use what you have at home, whatever punches or dies you might have, whatever images you might have. There's our cute little card, our 4-4-4 card layout. And there that is. And then you would just simply go on and use the remaining pieces on your other 3 card bases. So there you have it. See, it's quick and easy. You have 4 cards in no time. And for me, that is just always great. So let's bring these back out. So one we just made, birthday wishes, happy birthday, and here's the little birthday cat. And it's the best day because it's your birthday. And let's see, I already showed you the one I made to go with this one, with these pieces. And it has the ribbon. And then here's another version. See, we can put these pieces in whatever order you like. And another one, pretty much like this one, only the pieces are inverted and I use some ribbon. And here's another one, I use some ribbon. And another. And then, as you can see, I've also changed the colors of the card bases. I like that, using different colors. Here's a brighter one, little ribbon. And again, with some more ribbon. So there were all those. Just put that down. And then, of course, the blue and white. This is a Misty Moonlight from Stampin' Up. This is Night of Navy. There's another with the Misty Moonlight, and then here's one in Landscape. And this is one, I really needed to pay more attention to the direction of my images, but I really thought, no, I kind of like it that way, so I didn't change that one. And this card that we made right here is another example of that, but I think that looks okay no matter what direction it's going. Oh, forgot my blue one. Didn't leave it there, did I? Okay, and then, see, here's this one with the bright colors and then the orange background. And then I tried it with the white. I kind of like that one. I didn't think I would, but I do. I also tried it with black for the base, and then I offset the greeting just a bit, just to add a little more interest. And then this is the orange version, but in portrait as opposed to landscape. And then here's the cat. We have this one. And this one. And then I made one with the circle. See, these two have the square die cuts, and these two have the circles. And this one, I used one of those wobblers. Those, let me see, I have a whole pack of them here. They're just like this. These are the larger ones. There are also some smaller ones, but you can also cut these down a little bit. The adhesive part here, just use some good scissors. But these come from, they're Action Wobbles. They come from Hampton Arts. I got these through Walmart.com. I've also seen them at HobbyLobby.com. I've seen them actually in an actual Hobby Lobby. And also they're on Amazon. So there's many places that you might be able to find these. But I use that because I have someone in mind specifically for this, and they'll really get a kick out of that. So those are the little cat cards. So there you go. The 444 card layout. And again, in the description of this video will be a link to my corresponding blog post, and that's where you'll find measurements and the general supplies you'll need for these cards. In my last video, I explained that I am no longer, as of the end of April, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. In my videos, I will still be using Stampin' Up! Products, but many of them will be retired. The reason I am continuing videos is I want to encourage you to use what you have. That is my plan, and believe me, I have a lot. I have collected it for a long time, and it's time to stop collecting and start using. So if I can encourage you to use what you have, and maybe you're new to card making and you say, well, I don't have a lot of stuff. Well, that's good. Start using it now and getting into the habit of using it, and then you won't have piles of stuff sitting around for years. You will be using it, and you will be mailing those cards or giving the cards away as gifts, or maybe giving them to a church card ministry, taking them to nursing homes. There are a lot of places that appreciate greeting cards, and especially birthday cards and thinking of you cards, that kind of thing. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, stamp happy.